Okay, so here we're going to use a really cute repurposed pitcher as a pot, and we're going to plant this longevity cutting into it. This was empty, as in it's full of soil, and the plant did not survive from before. So I'm going to repurpose this. I'm going to take out the soil and I'm going to put in the soil again, but I'm going to add perlite, because the problem with using a container that doesn't have drainage holes is that it doesn't drain. Duh. So the roots will either you're underwater out of fear of not of like having issues, or you're overwater and it will get squishy and really poor air circulation in the air in the soil. So I'm going to show you what I need to do. So this is kind of like a little cheat. This is going to be the plant that's going to go in here. I need to take the soil out. It's really mucky, and I'm going to mix perlite in, and then I'm going to replant this in here, and then it'll look very cute, and eventually it'll spill out all over the place and it'll look really cool. While I'm doing the work, I don't want the roots to get dried out, so I'm going to let it sit in its little cup of muddy water while I dump out everything into a tray. So I have poured out all the contents from the green ceramic pitcher into this little repurposed tray. You can see I like to keep, look at my muddy hands. I like to keep the rocks at the bottom, so I'm going to separate those out, and I'm going to put those in the back and the bottom of the container before I mix the perlite in. Yummy. Okay, so we've done some sorting. I'm just going to put these rocks into, is this bothering you? Put it into the pitcher. It doesn't have drainage holes, so I like to have rocks in the bottom. These rocks are perfect. All various irregular shapes and sizes is perfect. I really don't want very much soil in there. I'm not going to wash out the container, because like, why? You're just going to fill it back up with dirt again, right? With soil. Okay, I'll finish up with this and I'll be right back. Okay, and here we have the tray. It's only got a thin layer of soil, and I'm going to add perlite. And this does not add any kind of nutrients to the soil at all. It's really just to make sure that the soil does not, like my tools, the soil does not become waterlogged and doesn't lead to root rot. Just going to mix it up. I usually like to just, if I'm at home, I like to just use a spoon. Like a mismatched spoon is perfect for this. Sometimes like the garden tools are too large for the little houseplant kind of setup that we have indoors. This is perfect. And if there's a rock or two in here, it's totally fine. So now I'm going to take the soil and I'm going to put it into the container, and I want to have a nice layer of soil on the bottom. But then I want to take my cutting and I'm going to start putting it in here. I want to kind of spread out the soil and like put soil, I'm going to hold it up while I put the rest of the soil in, so that I get soil around all of the roots, and I can kind of spread the roots out so that they're not all clustered together. I want them kind of spread out with the soil, different layers all the way up, if that makes sense to you. I don't want all of them squished together and then have soil around it. I want them to kind of like lay out horizontally. So I'm going to do that really fast. Okay, now I've got the longevity spinach transplanted into the pitcher. This is going to seem really strange, but I'm actually going to take some perlite and I'm going to put it above. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I've had a problem with fungus gnats. And I don't want the soil to be such an interesting location, like in this container, especially with it being such a fragile new plant. And then I'm just going to take some rocks, put them on top. And I'll get some more so it looks a little bit cuter over time because I don't have quite enough, but that'll be good. And then we'll give it a little bit of water. The soil is very wet, and I do regret that I can't really give it a good thorough watering, but because it doesn't have any drainage, I'm going to have to just get a little bit of water. All right, so we've got our water that has been setting out. And this powdery substance looks a little suspicious, but it's just perlite. I'm just trying to keep the fungus gnats out of my soil. Okay, there it goes. And then I put it up. It does not look cute. This is going to grow really well, I have a feeling, and this eventually will kind of spill over with my longevity spinach, and it will look like an abundance coming out of a normal container that you normally see in a kitchen anyway. So isn't that cute? I like to plant in things that are a little bit unusual, and I think that looks neat. So next time you go to like Value Village or someplace like that, you might consider some container like this as a container for your houseplants. And this is an edible plant in a container that would normally have edible things. Have a great day.